Hello, everyone. Welcome. I hope you're all doing well today. Welcome to How to Replace Your Income with Options. Now, this show is about how to replace your income with options, how to replace your income with options for people that have money. This is for everyone. And welcome to the show today. I am doing today's episode because I was just talking with someone, a young person, and they said that they didn't have the money to start because a lot of people think that they need $2,000. But I started with just $50 when I was 19 years old, only making $200 a week. And by the end of 3 years, I had $30,000. And anyone can do this. I'm not special. It just takes basically understanding that everyone needs to start this. The younger you are, the less you're going to have to start, but that means you need to start earlier. Well, it means you need to start right away, not earlier. You can't start earlier. You start now. And I don't care who you are, where you are, and I'm not telling you what to do. I just want you to be teachable because I'm teachable. That's one of my biggest skill sets. I've got a lot of flaws. If you ever go and follow me on X, you'll see I post a lot of my mistakes, but I'm also very motivated. And I try to be teachable. Okay? And so when I'm bossing you around saying you need to get started, I'm not telling you what to do. So just remove those defenses and saying, oh, this guy's bossy, this guy's abrasive, this guy's whatever. Whatever you're trying to do in your mind to disqualify yourself from doing this, don't do that. Open up your mind. Try to be open to receive the training that I'm going to give. Why? Because I talk to a lot of people and the walls come up and they're very defensive. And I get it. I have issues. I have problems. But you know what? There's a lot of big personalities online or in the business world, and they're annoying people, but they give good advice, and you should consider following it, because if you follow their advice, you'll become wealthy. And that's kind of where I'm at here. Whatever you don't like about me, just throw that away. Whatever you do like about me, you can keep that. But I don't want you to throw away good information and information that can make you become wealthy because of preconceived ideas. And one of the preconceived idea is, I'll start when I get X amount of money. No, start today. If you have $5, start today. So many people overcomplicate it and they say, wait for the perfect time. The truth is there's no perfect time. The perfect time is now. Even if you have just $5, start. Bob Sharp is a YouTuber, and he has a challenge where he did $5 a day. And what did he do to get the $5 a day? Well, he quit drinking coffee or whatever. And he's been running this same YouTube series, and he's got a lot of views. He's got a lot of views. Subscribers, and the views on this video where he talks about this was like 159,000 views. So the point is that he did $5 a day. And afterwards, after 3 years, he has over $1,800 in 3 years. You're like, oh, 3 years, that's not enough. But see, what you got to understand is the first 3 years, that's going to be $1,800. But the next 3 years, that's going to be way more than just 36, because there's going to be the growth of the instrument that you're investing in, and you're going to have more shares and you're going to have more of everything, right? So he's just putting $5 a day. What I'm teaching is a little more advanced than that, but it's also a lot more effective because I'm focused on helping you replace your income. And honestly, it doesn't matter where you're at. And I have a roadmap, a little calculator where I help traders, or not traders, just individuals figure out how they're going to execute this. And so I'm adjusting the calculator. So I'm not going to release it in this episode. I want everyone to get the calculator. But I have a minimum in there of $2,000, and I realize that I'm discluding people because I want you to know how much you're going to replace. I want everyone to know that. So anyways, wherever you're at, just get started right now. And so here's a couple step-by-step things that you can do. Okay, so here's the meat of the episode. Number one, believe that you can do it, and believe that it's important, and believe that this is the right thing to do. You need to decide. If you have questions, hit me up. Go on to X, x.com, Casey Stubbs, and ask me a question. Or go to my YouTube channel and ask me a question because I will answer you. Go to LinkedIn and answer. If you don't have, like I was going to say, oh, maybe they don't have X, but I know you got YouTube. Go ask me a question if you have one because I'll answer it. But you don't need to get started with a big number. You just got to make up your mind. Step one, make up your mind that you're going to do it. That's step one. Step number two is get started with any amount. As a matter of fact, Robinhood set up a deal with me where I give you a free share of stock if you sign up an account with my link. And I get a free share and you get a free share. So it's valued around $5. So if you do it, you're going to get like $5 for free. Okay, with my Robinhood link. I highly recommend Robinhood. It's a really good one for beginners. All right. So that's step one is believe it. Step two is get started with any amount. Go to Robinhood. I'm going to include the link in this description, so go do that. Number three, just keep investing. Now, you can automatically put some money in, put it in off the top. You can, every time you get paid, put it in. Robinhood makes it super easy. But just keep investing, keep investing, keep investing, keep investing. Okay? Consistency is the key. Now, eventually, you're going to get to the $2,000 level, and we're going to do covered calls, which I'm going to be teaching that on this show very soon, probably next week. I was actually going to teach it this week, but this came up, so I'm like, I'm changing it. So you can do covered calls when you get about $2,000, but there's a lot of good stocks for beginners that are cheap to get started and some good dividend stocks. One of them is Franklin Resources. It's symbol of BEN, and that has a really good dividend, 5%. Okay, so on top of investing in the stock, you're going to get 5% dividend, which is really good. And then you can take that and reinvest. There's a couple other good ones like Nokia. Nokia has dividends really cheap. It's $5 a share, so you could buy 100 shares pretty quick. I don't know if you can trade options on it or not. Actually, let me check it while I'm talking. See, does Nokia do options? It does. So you could actually do covered calls with options on Nokia, and it's only $5 a share. So you could get 100 shares with about $500 and start doing covered calls or cash secured puts. And that's pretty good. I might do a video on how to get started with covered calls on Nokia. So Nokia is really good. BN is $20 a share, so that's about $2,000 to get started on covered calls. And don't worry if you don't know what a covered call is. I'm going to talk about that next week. All right. So once you get the $2,000, then you begin collecting a weekly paycheck with the covered calls, and that's just epically awesome to do. Right? That's what this is all about. Making weekly income, and we'll use cash secured puts too. So we're going to be doing that really quick. All right. Cash secured puts and covered calls. We're going to be doing that. And that's really the point that I want to get. I mean, I started this thing when I was 19 years old and I only had $50. And by the end of 3 years, I had over 30,000 because I just kept putting money in, kept putting money in. So you can replace your income really quick. And I made a lot of mistakes because I didn't have mentors. Like I had 30K, then I sold everything and I bought a business, which I'm not regretting that because I learned a ton of skills that has helped me tremendously. And you know what? I love the ups and downs of life, the learning, because I'm 48 now and I can do crazy stuff that a lot of people can't do because I was amazing and got 30K in the market. And then I was amazing and I sold it all and started my business. And then I was dumb. I crashed my business and ran it into the ground. And then I started another business and rose it up really high. And I had a lot of money in the market. And then I got scammed. And then my business crashed. And then I had to start all over again. And then I rose it up really good to making $2.2 million and to do $20 million online and then crashing the whole thing down, having to start all over again. and having a lot of ups and downs from making a lot of dumb mistakes. But you know what? Every time you fall down and you pick yourself up and you keep going, you're stronger and stronger and better every single time. And you just get better and better. And so I look at it and be like, man, if I would have just taken that 30K, done covered calls, and continued doing what I was doing, then I would have really been rich, which I'm really rich anyways, but I would have been rich without all the pain. But I was reading an Alex Hormozy quote, and he said, to get $1 million, you got to have $1 million worth of pain. And I thought, wow, that's really good, because you have to increase the capacity of you as an individual to know how to handle that money, to make good decisions, to build your life around it. Because every time I would grow, I would crash because I didn't have the capacity. And those ups and downs is really what teaches us what to do. I feel like I'm not going to have any more crazy things like that, but who knows? Who knows? Hopefully I don't. But hopefully you don't. And hopefully you're young and you're starting out and you don't have a lot of money and you're like, this dude is telling me something good. I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow him. So just go ahead, check the link on that Robinhood account. It's in the description. Get started. We're Freedom Income Options. I'm here to teach you to replace your income. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode, and I will see you guys next week. Hit me up on social media, X, LinkedIn, YouTube. I want to hear from you.